Good morning, MS Frontiers. Good morning, MS Frontier. Why am I saying that? It's MS Live support group channel. There, I'm your host, Dulci Hill. And I say MS Frontiers because if you go to msfrontiers.org, you'll see all the resources we have. This is MS Frontiers is a peer support resource there, and I'm only your host. I've had MS for 34 years, and we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. I've been getting emails. Hi, Jane. All right, let me hook up my. Just 1 minute. All right, let me hook my phone because I'm doing two videos there, and one is live on Facebook and one is live. Let me see here. Hi, Marcia. Hi, Jane. Let's see. I got. Let me see how to go live. All right. Let's see about sharing it around. All right. Yes. Oh my gosh, Chris and Jesus and Sherry's here. Let me see if I can share. Invite friends to watch. All right, invite. I know Tom Freeman. I don't know why. Mace, invite Mace. Please forgive me. All right. I have dropsy. I got a couple funny things to tell you guys. All right. I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to share on Facebook. I'll share this after in different groups there. So if you're watching this pre-recorded show, there we're live on YouTube. There in Facebook, you're live if you subscribe. If you follow me, it's my home group there or my home page there. So I want to talk a little bit today about a couple things. First of all, I got an email today from a gentleman through my YouTube channel that he said he had double vision, and many of us. Hi, Nadine, there, and Chris, and I'll talk about some of the things we're working on. So I got this email that he has double vision, and it's unlike Susan. Hi. Anyway, it's like many of us with MS at some period in our lives will experience something with our vision, and after a while, with double vision, that blew my mind there, where I was looking across the gym, and all of a sudden I couldn't see. Both eyes overlapped each other. But and this gentleman asked me, he may join us today. He asked me whether I still had double vision. I'm thinking anybody who has vision difficulties because of this MS has affected your optic nerve. You've gone white blind. There's different symptoms we had. But the thing about double vision is there's solutions. And hi, Richard. Oh my goodness. I just, all right. I hope I said hi to and Tim's here. Oh my goodness. Regular and Chris. All right. So when we have optic neuritis or double vision there's things that correct. As far as restoring our vision there, I don't know what it is, but it's makeup. Obviously, it's makeup that makes my nose itch like that, the wind or whatever. So, what it is, you get steroids that tend to restore visual difficulties. Chris can tell us a little bit about. She's experiencing optic neuritis right now. And optic neuritis is when you can't see the optic nerve is swollen there. So hi, Marianne. God bless you, sweet sister of Christ. Anyway, you can't see very well, and the what they do is steroids is an internal ice job. Let me use my popsicle wrapper to scratch my nose. Anyway, it's an internal ice job, and it tends to reduce the swelling of your nerves, thereby making those symptoms go away. With optic neuritis, or not optic, double vision, it's a fancy word. Double vision is when both eyes aren't aligning at the same time, and it gives you, when you look far away, it's almost like your eyes cross and you can't see. What I discovered, they have certain treatments for that. Number one, if you're driving and it's an emergency, cover one eye. There, cover one eye, then you won't have the double vision. Or you close one eye. Second thing is that works as prism glasses. They're very expensive, especially I would advise about, unless you have tons of money, it's not best to jump in and buy real expensive prism glasses if it's not going to last very long. Again, it could be an attack. It may go away. I've had secondary chronic progressive now for 15 years. And what works for me is if I use my prescription glasses. Let me get, for some reason, it thinks that I want to hear. My laptop is notifying me that everybody. All right. Anyway, so I don't want to be disturbed. The only thing we will be disturbed is if Snowball, my silky rooster, decides that he wants to be the star of the video. So he may cock-a-doodle-doo for us all, perform for us. The bifocals, the trifocals, the progressives help both eyes it stresses that optic nerve in a way that both eyes are corrected. So therefore, when I wear my glasses, I can see. If you notice, I got my cheater today because I did a bone dead thing yesterday. There, so I can see you there. I went to the gym and I swam, and it was so wonderful. And I was relaxing and swimming, and I took off my glasses and I put them in my gym bag in a container, and I put them in the gym bag there. So I left them there. So this is one of the times that you will not see me wearing prescription glasses, and I need the computer glasses. So I have progressives. It's computer glasses, which I can put on my reading glasses and lean forward and look there, and reading glasses for when I read everybody's names and introduce yourself, introduce you guys. There, my reading glasses there, and it also doubles as a hair. Hold your hair back. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk a little bit about, what you can do with optic neuritis or double vision. Optic neuritis, call both cases. We're not doctors here, so we can't advise anything. Hi, Debbie. Debbie's with us. Yay! Debbie's not you. Sometimes you're here, sometimes you're not. There. And Susan, you said something that's huge. So anyway, what I wanted to remind you is that call your neurologist, whether you're having the double vision or whether you're having any sort of vision problem. Now, a lot of it has to do with an attack. And in Rodney, oh, you haven't been with us in over a month. Oh my gosh. And you changed your name. You have a different screen name. So all right. Rodney, I'm sorry. I have to look at my notes there. Anyway, all right, I'm sorry. So call your neurologist. With many MS attacks, sometimes you get 100% back, relapsing, remitting. with your vision, you want to take that serious. So if you start losing your vision, call your neurologist. I'm a firm believer. There's some things you gotta jump on there. Josiane and Cindy's in the house. Oh, I'm thrilled. Okay, next thing to talk about is we did a trial run on the FaceTime meeting. FaceTime. Was it not FaceTime? Zoom meeting. So we did the Zoom meeting there, and it was a hot mess at first, and I was like a deer in headlights, and it was Sunday after church there, and I just have to bless each one of you for having the patience, especially when it ended up Karen, who is not with us today because she is in a virtual retirement party there. So God bless you, Karen, and Jane as well. All right. So what we discovered is during the first hour there were so many people in that and didn't know how to do a split screen, and the founder of MS Pals there, wonderful Mary Pettigrew there is a friend of mine. I'm so blessed. She just is we talk sometimes on the phone and we're dueling mouths, as you can see when we get into that meeting. I sat back because I know about me, but you guys had you wanted to share there, and now I've been praying about it and thinking about it. I went ahead and used my money to buy the premium Zoom meeting thing, and I'm going to set up a small group. It's like 4 people to a group that will help each other. One is men with MS there. So Richard, you and I'm thinking there's just a number of men that are in our group, David and Tim and stuff. So I want to get 4 or 5 guys there, and one of you gentlemen, please email me if you're willing to lead, and we'll talk a little bit about how. Sorry about that. It's when family, family can support, or they can call you while you're in the middle of a video. Hi, Mom, I'll call you later. But she doesn't watch anything MS wise. She doesn't. I don't know. But all right. So what I want to do is Jackie is in the house. There is Jane is fantastic. Cataracts can be caused by steroids, true, and so there's a lot of side effects of steroids, including osteoporosis. It increases your blood sugar, so there's a lot of difficulties that can be associated with steroids. However, if you use it as an emergency, think of it as a cardiac thump. There, all of a sudden you start losing your vision. It's a good time. I don't know about that. It's better to get your vision back and risk getting cataracts that can be removed than it is to let stop that attack. Call your neurologist and stop that attack there. Again, please forgive me. I'm reading. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Nikki. I see. And Tim, you're jumping, back and forth there. I thought I said hi. But anyway, I'm gonna do the Zoom meeting, and each one of you who have the guts to lead, come up with a couple questions and lead the meeting. I'll need you to do that. You lost your left eye. All right, Nikki, Nikki on Facebook's talking about losing her left eye 11 years ago after after an MS attack. What does that mean? You physically lost it? Did you leave it in your bedside table, or you lost your vision? Did it come back? That sounds pretty bad. She lost her eye. I think she means, do you mean you lost your vision there? And did it come back? Because I lost my vision, my left eye there early on, before I was actually diagnosed with MS, and it was painful. I forgot that, but I read some notes that I took notes that it was painful. I would hold my eye, and it seemed to help there. All right, Rodney. Let's see. All right, Rodney. You know what? It's true. But Rodney, I gotta tell you, Rodney's just yeah. You lost your. Nikki's clarifying that she lost her eyesight. Did you get it back? Did you get it back, and what percentage? Like, I got my eyesight back. I got 90% back, but it was enough of a difference that when I played softball, I couldn't be in outfield because I couldn't see. But my depth perception was awful, because that's what happens when you lose the sight in one eye. There, you lose your depth perception, but makes you a fantastic infield person. So I moved to second base. Definitely, I guess they had nobody better, but I could see where the ball was, so I saw exactly where it was there. Nikki says she never came back. She never got her vision back. Nikki, what I want to ask you is, did you have steroids? Did they give you steroids when you had this optic neuritis? There, and again, I can't see. If I had my regular glasses, I could see, but these are cheaters there. So I'm gonna scoot up a little bit there and talk. So what we're gonna do is, and I'm thinking, what about launching all these meetings at the same time on Sunday at 3:00 after church, for those of us who worship online and stuff, 3:00 Eastern time. Therefore, we can have a men's meeting going on simultaneously, and Sherry scooters. That is fascinating. Nikki's talking about how they treated her optic neuritis. They gave her 1,000 milligrams of steroids. That's 1 gram of steroids every day for 4 days there, and it never came back. Nikki, and she says she didn't. And Jane, I'd want you to run a group too, because to me, you've always been a leader. She talks to this is what I wanted to tell you what Jane did. Jane, remember, I was sitting here with my cooler. We call my next door neighbors the decibels, because they're very, very they're louder than the rooster, and so. All right, so what Jane did that was awesome is I had that cooling towel around my shoulders last time. Good boy. It's Snowball. All right, so okay. So what Jane did is she got on Amazon and she got these cooling towels for people who can't afford it but are so hot. So if you can't afford a cooling towel, message me that you want one of these wonderful Blessing cooling towels. What you do is you get it wet, and you pour cold water, and then put it in the refrigerator, and then you fold up your towel in the cold water in the refrigerator, and you take it with you. So so if you are in a crisis and you need something to immediately cool you down, there you can get. Let me know. All right, Jane's taking care of us. God bless you, Jane, for being part of the solution. There. Let's see. Part of these scripts that I'm setting up before 5 is Sherry. I'm thinking about you. Is quadriplegic or people who are confined to a wheelchair. All right. I'm sorry. There is a butterfly came by. All right. So I'm also I have no business doing this. Is not professional. Yeah. Let me know, Nikki. Jane. Nikki on Facebook is thanking you for being awesome. You rock. So Nikki, let me know. Send me. You message me your email or your. I'll send you one if this is what you want. Taking snowball. That's a. Okay, you will. I'll send you. Subscribe to the channel. What I'll do is I will through. Here's one of them is say emotional support. One is exercise motivation, exercise fellowship. I've come up, praying about it there, and I think that you'll know. And when I paid money to get that subscription there, I think that it all, and I've been watching videos on how to do it, how to create other people to run these meetings there, and I'd like those of you who want to run a meeting there. I can have 9 people volunteer, and if I'll work with you to come up with questions, and also there's a couple videos so you know how to run the Zoom meeting. All right, let's see. Jesus, you talked a little. YouTube keeps freezing. All right, there is a technical difficulty going on with YouTube. All right, let me. All right, there's a technical difficulty going on with YouTube, so it's freezing. Why is it freezing? It says my strength. I see. All right, stand by there for some reason. Okay, it should 5G. All right, let me extend it. All right. So I'm troubleshooting. Hi, Mutti. You called while this video was going on, so you just. But I will get you that information that you called, and you is having technical difficulties. All right, there, better. All right, did I fix it? All right, YouTube is happy now. There. All right, that's good. That's good. All right. So anyway, I've got on Facebook or on YouTube. If I've got 3 of these cooling tails, because Jane, the pink one, I hate to say it, I should send you money for it, because I decided I was going to keep it because it looks so cute with my new bathing suit. Anyway, so all right, we're talking about visual problem. We're talking about the Zoom meeting groups that are going to happen. If anybody is interested in running these meetings, being one of the 9 leaders that I said I'm going to get Mary Pettigrew there. And I don't know, Mary, if you're watching, God bless you. I know that you're such a mover and shakiness. I emailed Dennis. He has that MS this other channel that you saw me interviewed. He interviewed me at one time there. So again, I'm you guys on YouTube have to cut me slack. There is because I'm not a professional video person. There, I am. I'm a hot mess, right? But if you know, this is MS Frontiers. It's a peer support. We are not doctors, but we can certainly tell you what works for us. There, if you have MS, you can tell us what works for you. When it comes to a symptom you're having difficulties overcoming, there, you call your neurologist. Call your a neurologist. One of the things that I've been working on is a book. And I know you guys all know that. You guys have been pushing me with this book. And every once in a while, I get trapped in talking about MS. And I'm thinking that's something you don't want to hear from me, right? I know a lot because I've lived with it for a very long time. But what's more important is, and Sue, you know what? That this Sue is just mentioned. What's more important, you'll notice, is that we were all gleeful when we had that meeting when we were talking about how to overcome, how to live despite having this disease. But when you know when all of a sudden we started describing the nuances that ruin our lives, that brings you down there. So you know, that's what I want. I want us all to encourage each other there. Remember the old MS support groups back in the 80s and 90s and 2000? You'd go there and you'd sit around a big table and you'd be healthy and everybody would be messed up and you'd shiver. You think, these are my people. You know, and that is huge. When I was running the MS group for the MS Society, there we'd go there, and there was two of us, secondary chronic progressive, but there was a young gal, and I know her name, know where she lives. She'd show up, and she was just diagnosed, and she's looking at the two of us who are visible, and you know, all she needed was us to start complaining. And all, you know, what really helps is you know, what we did is we told her it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. Uh, um, what is it? I read something today that talked about us worrying about the future is worrying about how we can control the future. And the fact is that that control we think we have is an illusion. All we can control is the next 24 hours, and for some of us it's the next moment. Like I don't live in having good days or bad days. I'm thinking, oh, what am I going to do today? Well, I'm going to do a video. What am I going to do later? I should probably, you know, I haven't worked on my book in about 3 days there, and I've got all the skeleton, all the scaffolding. I got to do that, but it's going to be warm. So do what's next. When is it time to eat? When is it, you know? Karen is, forgive me for not reading a lot of what you guys are saying there. All right. All right, so she's talking, Chris is talking about Lexapro. What are you specifically talking about Lexapro about? You know, I will tell you that I got another email from a gal who's experiencing restless leg syndrome for the first time in her life, and she is panicked by this restless leg syndrome. And it can be something that is all encompassing, and there's medications for that, so you can call your neurologist. Some people were telling her exactly what to take, what supplements, that kind of thing. My doctor was sweet enough to give me a prescription for ropinirole, and that is fantastic for restless leg syndrome. There again, call your doctor if you have that, because yeah, you'll know it's different than spasticity, because spasticity we tend to get rigid. Think of spasticity as rigid, right? Rigidity there. And I've done videos on my YouTube page that demonstrate spasticity can occur when your hamstring and your quadricep on your leg are firing. Both muscles are firing at the same time, and your brain doesn't know what to do, so it jerks out. It jerks out. Uh, and Jackie is blessed. Oh, by the way, we talked about the Zoom meetings there. Uh, MS Society. You know what? Marsha talks about the MS Society. Give me a cooling vest, but actually, it's MS Focus. It's the MS Foundation that will give you a cooling vest there. And I've got a video on YouTube that talks about what they send you. A great hat and a neck thing. But but I didn't know the MIT also has a program for cooling vests there. Uh, um, all right, Jane is talking. All right, so I was talking about Zoom. The great thing about these Zoom meetings is that if you connect with somebody else in a Zoom meeting, you can go off into your own Zoom room. You can break off out of the group there, and that may be something we may want to visit too. Jackie's talking about mood swings with MS there, and mood swings are for anybody with MS, but they're from anybody, period. I mean, ultimately, we are not. I mean, we're like animals. We're like my dogs. We're like the chickens. And we're like chickens in that uh, we will let ourselves get away with stuff. It's like if I eat a whole bowl of chocolates, like chocolate chips, it'll make me happy while I'm eating it, not maybe afterwards. But it's that discipline. It's being emotionally on a roller coaster, and for the moment, living in the moment, thinking I think I'll eat a whole bowl of chocolate chips, and it'll make me feel better. And there's a biochemical reason why you feel better, but there's actually a biochemical reason why you will feel worse afterwards. All right, Susan says, I can never understand why a MRI could have no changes, which is a blessing, but I have so many symptoms. All right, thank you, Chris, for saying she has her MRI doesn't reflect the symptoms she has, and what specific symptoms are you having, Susan? Allow everybody on Facebook and YouTube to support you there. And I don't see Gina. I think Gina got tired of us. Maybe you're too pretty for the rest of us. That's funny. I'm only, Gina's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous there, and so I'm joking with you, Gina. If you watch us later, there, know that you're loved, but we want to see you here, there. So Susan talked about that. All right, Yeah, you know what, Sherry, I will only pull that out because Karen said something that startled me when she said in that meeting, she said, "Well, I'm not as sick as the rest of you," and I thought, I felt the same way. I'm not as sick as the rest of everybody, also, and so we got to be very careful that we don't create a proverbial pissing contest in that who's sick or who is experiencing that. We want to encourage each other. Uh, um, we want to, yeah, but we don't want to accentuate the negative. We want to accentuate the positive. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we all, you know, it's we all have problems, bladder, urine happens, right? But just because you can say something, should you? There and all right. So Susan's talking about her cognitive difficulties, balance, and just many other symptoms. Uh, uh, Also, Susan, I'll warn you that the heat, sometimes I have thermoregulatory dysfunction. And I didn't know that. That's developed about 2 years ago. Thank you. Diane, Diane likes the bowl of chocolate, but how you eat through all of that. But all right, so I want to talk about that thermoregulatory dysfunction is when you're sitting out and it's 90 degrees or 80 degrees. Is it right now? It's 84 here. And like last week, I sat out here and it got in the 90s. And I was doing the video, and at the end I couldn't thermogen right. I didn't know how hot I was. I was so hot I couldn't get off this couch. I couldn't cool down. I was in trouble there. So thermal regulatory dysfunction can happen, causing these symptoms to be a lot worse. Remember, when you're warm, you have a bladder UTI, bladder infection. If your temperature is up, there is a lot of symptoms we feel that are temporary there. Also, Susan, it depends how long you've had MS, and when you go from the relapsing remitting, that's when we would get everything back. Little holes in our nerves, right? Little holes in the nerves in the wire. What would happen is that it's still the wire was still efficient to write. Say right. We're telling it to write. The more holes that were on that, and the warmer we get, the more it expands, and less likely it is to write there. So you can uh, uh, be warm. The other thing is maybe your holes have been exposed a long time, and now there's a break in the nerve is exposed there. And you notice now the pen doesn't, it only goes out a little bit, so it doesn't write as efficiently. Oh my gosh, that really worked well. That example, it doesn't work efficiently. So, and that's secondary progressive MS, when these little holes become, permanent there. And sometimes with our legs, or unless we figure out what happens is, it makes a break. It does a complete break. That's why it's so important for us to use it or lose it. Get and I'll give you an example. An example is somebody that Cheryl, she's got progressive PPMS. She's in her 70s, and she was confined to a wheelchair, and she couldn't even transfer into bed or anything else. And what she did with some of the videos is just stand up and hold herself for like a second at a time, and then collapse in her scooter. And what she did is she kept doing that to the point where she can transfer to the commode or to the bed. She can do these things, and that's huge. The amount of of freedom. But guess what? If the nerves were snapped, she wouldn't be able to do that. So somehow she was able to get this pen to write again. And I don't know if I'll ever write again with what I've done, but it did us a good job there. Yeah, all right. I shouldn't. There. All right. So if we train our bodies in the pool or in the gym, do something even if it's wrong. I talked to a guy at the pool yesterday, a really good friend. He's telling me how to modify my stroke to do elementary backstrokes there. So I started doing that, and it was wonderful. I think I'm going to go do that today. But he said, he's a big guy, and he said to me, I've got to lose. Thank you for the time check, Nadine. Karen, Nadine stepping in for you when you watch it. So I was by the swimming pool on the side, and I stopped for a minute, and he said, he told me, he says, I've got to lose weight. He's a real big Irish guy. He says, I've got to lose weight. And I said, well, you gotta lift weights in order to lose weight, because the muscles take 4 calories an hour to burn, to maintain. That means when you go to bed, your muscle needs more calories to burn. With our idea is the reason why we have to get these muscles in our legs, in our body, in our arms, our upper body, and we need to do that so that we have use of them. He only wants to lose weight. I'm thinking, boy, I wish I were the problem. I need to walk. I need to be able to pull myself around or in or out. All right, the spoon. Jane talks about the spoon. And they have the family read it. Just Google it. The spoon theory there. And Jane or Chris, explain the spoon theory there. I haven't heard of the spoon theory, and I don't know. Why are we in denial? Jackie just said everyone here is in denial there. Denial of what are we denying, Jackie? I don't know. I don't know. I think that all right, so I must be missing some of the conversations there. I don't know. There is a very lively chat going on there, and I haven't been able to read. Gina's here. I haven't been able to read to keep up with the chat there. All right, please forget to deal with this. All right, so what I'll say, I don't know when they're talking about support there, but I often think about finding support from family and friends there for MS is I always think of it is 1 spoon for each. All right, so all right, it wasn't about that kind of support. It's a spoon theory. So somebody said, Chris talked about 1 teaspoon for 11 spoons for the whole day, and so you pull out 11 spoons and 1 spoon for each activity. Does that 11 spoons. All right, what happens if an activity is worth 2 spoons? I talk about MS and energy and programming your day, and one of my theories is that if we know what we have to do and we assign it with a number 1 to 3, 1 being high energy, 3 being low energy. If we do that, then we can go through our day with our list of what needs to be done, and they all have an energy number by it there. And then, all right, I don't have the energy to think there. What can I do? Well, cut up carrots. It's so you take on your day depending on your energy of that spoon. All right, so that's to incorporate. Uh, is yeah, Jane talks about using 5 spoons because some activities like I don't think this video or hosting this and reading this, I don't think this takes any energy. However, recently I've found when I'm done this there and being outside in this heat and with the fan going and maybe not drinking water there, last couple times I've done this, I've had to sleep there afterwards there. So this what I think is a 1 spoon event is actually 4 spoons, 5 spoons. So yeah, and that's huge. Jane's talking about having, you know what? Again, having being diagnosed with the actual name to your pain, having an MRI to tell you that you're not crazy, is something that shouldn't we shouldn't look to give that more evidence than fact is the truth there. Susan, if you feel it, yeah, it's real. I live in phantom pain. Phantom pain. What is phantom pain? Remember when you were on Avonex or Beta Seron or any of the interferons, which, by the way, they have discovered that interferon alpha cures 80% of those who have COVID. There was I just read a study there. The MS News, MS News Daily has an article about that if you are so interested in that. But the side effect is like this flu-like symptom is achiness. Well, I have that all the time. So Susan, if you think about this, you think, does it show up on an MRI? I go to a pain specialist and they said, where's your pain? I said, all over. It's systemic. It's like flu like. It's bone and stuff. They give me I've got a subscription for narcotics, low dose narcotics, and it's a pain ritual. I haven't taken anything today, and I generally don't take anything until I peg a level 8 on pain. But the point is that I for years, for a good 10 years, I'd go to doctors and say, I live in false pain. My brain thinks it's in pain all the time, and it's not. There's no evidence of pain. I feel pain, and every single one of my doctors without MS and people I know have said to me, and I'll tell you this, Susan, is that if you perceive yourself to be in pain, to have these symptoms, then they're real, whether it's proven on an MRI or whether it's not. Yeah, and it deserves treating. It deserves treatment. So if you go to your doctor and you say, all right, I'm having this symptom, and I don't know why, one of the problems is that you think that it doesn't deserve to be cared for. It doesn't deserve to be treated. But all symptoms of MS, anything, all symptoms deserve to be treated. I've discovered that if I give in to the exhaustion and stay in bed, I won't get out of bed. So I have to make myself get out of bed and go to the pool and get in the pool, and all of a sudden I'm swimming. Yeah. Uh, All right. And Jane said, Gina, stop in if you're head through here. Gina. Oh, Gina's going on a Harley Davidson ride. Uh, and that is wonderful, wonderful. What do we call it? We call it doing something even if it's wrong. It's you're being productive in life there, and that's got to be probably a 6-spoon event hanging on to the Harley. But again, there's medications that we can take to treat these symptoms, but more important is that every single person out there has something they have to overcome. There, just because I have medication that I take occasionally because I can't tolerate the pain, it doesn't distract me from helping you guys there. All right, Nadine's leaving us now. There. Uh, uh, let's see, Susan. You know what, Susan, and all right, Nikki's leaving us. Well, I love you, Nikki. Thank you for joining us today there. And if you get a chance, go on YouTube and subscribe to that. You'll be able to participate in a lively chat there. All right, so Susan, so you've got family and friends and relatives that don't understand multiple sclerosis. Remember the old booths that you could bring people to, and they could strap on certain goggles and certain to simulate MS there, and it's like the more you've had, the longer you've had MS, the more you're thinking, I don't want them to know that. I don't want them to know suffering. I don't want them to know how hard it is to see, or that you can't, feel. So there's certain things we just don't need people to understand about us. I understand that about you, Susan. I know what you're going through there. But remember, your husband and your mom and your kid, everybody wants you to be a person without a disease. When people say, "How are you doing?" They want to know. They really want to know how the clock is made, or do they want to know the time? There, so give them the time. I'm doing great. Remember, I'm unbelievable. If you say you're unbelievable, it doesn't mean you're lying. It doesn't mean you're unbelievably good. It doesn't mean you're unbelievably bad. It just means you're unbelievable. Thank you, Chris. Uh, well, anyway, so we've covered optic neuritis. We have covered double vision. We have covered, what else have we covered? Dealing with symptoms and family support. And again, it's good here. It's good to get your support, Sue, with us there, because we know what it's like to have the family walk ahead of us, and all of a sudden we disappear, and the whole family is walking away and losing you, and you can't help but feel unimportant. It's like they didn't research enough to know that I can't keep up. They haven't looked back, again. Again, it just you just again do they have to know how the clock is made in order to know? Well, you know what, your clock isn't functioning as well as a iPhone, or and that's okay. You don't owe anybody a reason why you're not running perfectly, and that takes some getting used to. Letting no be a complete sentence there. Letting so when I worked on that, my husband came in, And he says, are you going to make dinner? And I said, no. Did he not have to know that I'm exhausted? Did he have to know that I wasn't feeling well? Did he have to know that I had other things that I felt were more important than making dinner? There, thank you, Cynthia. Did he let your no be your no? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And the way I practice that is that I had a solicitor come to my front door, and they wanted me to get new windows, and I wasn't going to get new windows. But practicing no to be a complete sentence. All you're allowed to say is no, right? And that's what I did. She says, you need new windows. I said, no. She says, well, can I quote you a price for new windows? I said, no. She says, it'll really help me if you say that, I can get commission. Will you do that for me? And I said, no. And she says, do you say anything other than no? I said, no. She got so mad at me. Oh my gosh, she got so mad at me. But the exercise wasn't about her getting mad at me, because the minute you say no because, all of a sudden you've invited negotiation. No, I'm not making dinner because I'm really tired. It's like, oh, well, then they might think, well, maybe if I give you a massage or make you a cup of coffee, maybe you won't be tired. It's like, no, no means I'm not open for discussion there. So again, no, and Jackie, we cannot afford to feel guilt for being inadequate when that if we don't get things done that other people think we should be getting done, remember, whose problem is it? It's not our problem, it's their problem. If you can do it better or in a more timely area, sweetheart, if you want dinner, then why don't you make it for the both of us? Again, no, let your no be your no. Anyway, it's the top of the hour, 12 o'clock. It says, I know it's 58 minutes and 32 seconds here. It shows there. I ask that all of you go to msfrontiers.org and go to YouTube, subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to work like crazy on creating another conduit that we can support each other. And I know this MS Live, I'm your host there. I'm not an expert. You guys are the experts there. All I'm trying to do is that I may be an expert in one area, and that is I laugh at everything. How not to take life seriously, and how to use multiple sclerosis to know it's really important just to let go, just let go. Anyway, I love all of you. May the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, may it allow you to keep your hearts and your minds on Christ Jesus. Again, we will support everybody regardless of your religion, but there's those of us who do these videos, who create this ministry as a result of a calling from the Lord there, and I serve Christ there, and I if you felt any comfort or love from this here, it's not from me. It's through God who brought you to these videos. In my belief, I've prayed for these videos. I've prayed for God to use it to comfort you. God bless you. Please subscribe and keep coming back. I love all of you.